What's going on, everybody? Today we are taking a look at a new tablet I got in from the awesome guys at GearBest. They're a fantastic electronics online retailer, so check them out if you get the chance. This is, hopefully, because I haven't opened it yet, but it should be the iFive Mini 4S. And while that sounds like some sort of weird collaboration between Intel and Apple, it is actually a affordable, low-cost 8-inch Android tablet. So we're going to be taking a look at that today. I'm going to open this package up here. Obviously, I got it via DHL. Now, the interesting thing about the iFive is that even though it sounds like a mix-up of Intel and Apple, it's actually sourcing the exact same display that Apple uses on its current Retina iPad mini. So there is a little bit of Apple sitting in here, despite being an Android tablet. So this thing is, its claim to fame is that it's got the iPad mini screen, it's got a quad-core CPU, it's running Android, a stock build of Android, for what I can tell is true, for a very low price. We're talking, it goes on sale here, in the vicinity of $120 to $140, depending on where you find it, and depending on what sales are going on. So this also has a laminated display, and it has a full metal back cover with a couple plastic cutouts for antennas. So build quality is great. Screen quality is pretty much the best you can get in any tablet of this size, not even just in this class. And it's running near bone stock Android, so it's got a lot of good things going for it. So we're going to unbox it today, and we're going to kind of go do a little overview, and I'll do a full review after I've spent some time with it. So you can see we got iFive branding and stuff. Let me kind of gently pry this open without doing too much damage. Keep the box in good shape. You can see the packaging is kind of like the anti-Apple. They got the same kind of wrapping, the same box technology, but it's in a matte black instead of a white, which is traditional of Apple. Alright, so let's try to shimmy this guy open. Hopefully we don't open to a nasty surprise and it survives shipping just fine. Does it not open this way? No, it does. It's just, is there another tab? No, this side just is being a little fussy. Come on. It's still sleeping. Doesn't want to be bothered. Will I cut this? Maybe. A little bit of rattling going on in the packaging, which kind of concerns me. But, should be okay. I'm just going to push up here. There we go. Alright. So, what we got in here? We got quick start guide, which, well, now. Got the tablet itself. Now, the footprint of this guy is almost identical to the iPad mini because it's basically using the guts of an iPad mini. And the first impression just holding it is the build quality is excellent. For a device this cost, this feels like a tank. This is amazing. Like, I'm really impressed. So to go over the device kind of just in general, we got on top here, I'm going to try and let me adjust the camera. My camera's kind of in a weird position because I'm not really have a setup for this. Let me attempt to adjust focus because I got manual focus going on here. Okay, we have power button here. We have a micro SD card slot. I believe this goes up to 128. I got a 128er. I'll test to see if it takes it. I'll save that for the full review though. We got micro USB for connection, not USB-C. And then we got a 3.5mm headphone jack. On the side here, we got the volume rocker, which feels pretty good. These are metal buttons, so they're nice and decent quality. We got dual speakers on the bottom. You're not going to get a lot of stereo separation from that. Nothing on this side except for the serial number and a notation that it has 32 gigs of storage. The back, we have the two plastic cutouts. Here's the iFive logo, some branding on the bottom. I believe this, I've gotten mixed reports. Some people say this is a metal backing, some say it's a matte plastic. It's kind of cool to the touch right now, so I'm tempted to say it's a anodized or, you know, coated metal. These are definitely plastic though, which I actually prefer to glass because they can't shatter. That was one of the things I was always scared about with the iPhone 5S and the iPhone SE that I had. It was just like, if I drop this, those glass panels are fucked. Got a screen protector on here. It looks like it comes pre-installed with one. I'm assuming this probably isn't going to be the best screen protector in the world. Let me try and readjust focus again. There we go. It's a little better. So I'm assuming the screen protector is probably pretty cheap and won't hold up to scratches very well. I don't know if this is glass. I know it's glass, but I don't know if it's like Gorilla Glass or any sort of like scratch-resistant glass, or if it's just regular glass. I guess I could take off the screen protector and find out the hard way, I suppose. But I know most people put the tablet aside first, but I just want to jump right into it and see what else we got in here. In the box, we got a charger with the incorrect connector type. I think this is a European-style plug, but that's okay because it doesn't have a micro USB charger at this point. We got a nice micro USB cable. It's got that flat styling, so it won't like tangle up on you as easy. So this is a nice little inclusion. One of the better micro cables I have. And then also the tablet was surrounded by foam, so that should prevent damage during shipping. So overall, pretty good stuff there. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to try and put this all back. Put the box and this out of the way. We're going to boot this guy up, get it set up, and we'll take a little quick tour around the device itself. Okay, so here is the tablet itself. I'm going to turn it on. You can see it's completely stock Android. The screen looks amazing, looks just as good as an iPad mini screen. The fact that this is fully laminated to the cover glass, so it sits right there, right on the glass, for 120, 140 bucks is pretty incredible. Interesting thing when booting it up. Good thing, completely stock Android. It has all the Google apps pre-installed, which is great. You don't have to finagle any of that stuff, which is good. Sometimes you have to do with these Chinese tablets. Don't have to do that here. Interesting, though, is that there was no setup process. It already had an account already pre-populated and everything, so I'm probably going to go in and have to add my Google account later. I did change the name to myself. It just said owner when I turned it on. But let's go into the settings for a second. I believe this is running Android Marshmallow 6.0.1 from what I've read, but I could be wrong. So let's find out. Yep, Android 6.0.1, December 10th security patch. So if you want up-to-date specs, this guy is not going to deliver it to you, because I highly doubt FNF, I believe is the company behind this, is ever going to update this guy for this price. Maybe if you want to hop over to XDA, somebody might have something for you, but Marshmallow is still not too old. It's kind of, Android O, Android 8 is coming out this year, so it's getting a little old in the tooth. But in terms of like doing media consumption stuff, which is what this device is made for, it gets the job done, and you're really not going to have any problems with that. I mean, it's stock Android. There's no bloat. There's nothing on here. I think there's a file explorer, which this might be an AOSP file explorer. I'm not sure. But everything here is just the Google stuff, and that's it. And it lets you do whatever else you want. Let's go back in the settings for a second. Let's check the storage. It has 32 gigs of built-in storage. Let's see how much is available to the user. Right now, 6 gigs is being used out of 32. So that gives you, like 27 gigs to play around with. That's pretty good. And with the microSD expansion, you shouldn't have a problem with storage. Viewing angles, I mean, it's an iPad mini display. The iPad mini is basically class-leading in terms of display panels of this size, so you're golden, man. You're good to go. So I'm gonna play around with this and keep going. This runs I don't remember the specific model number, but it's a quad-core Rock chip CPU and has 2 gigabytes of RAM. So obviously, for $140, $120, it's not going to be a spec beast. So that may or may not hamper the experience. We'll find out in the full review when I take a better look at this. I'm also going to start playing around, because obviously this isn't exactly a tablet designed for art, But can we finagle some art out of this? Adobe has a bunch of apps for Android. Autodesk Sketchbook is on Android, and I have a Bluetooth stylus over there for Android tablets and iOS tablets and stuff that's kind of just been sitting unused. I'm going to bust that out. I'm going to use it with this and see what we can do when we put 2 and 2 together. So can this be a little pocketable sketchbook on top of being something for content consumption? Because that's obviously going to be able to do that in spades. We're going to find out. I'm going to use this for probably about a week, and I'll get back to you guys with a full review. If you have any questions, or if you want to purchase the device for yourself, if you're already convinced, the link is in the description. So until next time, I'm Tom Oliver. This is Royal Pixels reminding you guys, you might be indie. That doesn't mean We're alone. Catch you on the next one.